And I'm sorry to say, he's not here. He was supposed to be in the studio with me, but I can contact him. He's got is it a cell phone, they say, or a car phone? George, can you hear me, George? George was going to come up to tell us all about his new book about Zeno's Paradox, the tortoise and the hare. George, hello? George?
Hello?
George, where are you, George? We were expecting you. You're breaking up, George. Is it? Could it? Can you?
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, hello, hello.
Are we on? Are we on?
I'm just sorry. I'm just going into a.
Oh, crap. George was supposed to be here with us a little while ago. He apparently is still in his car. He's still on his way. But that doesn't stop us. We are intrepid. We are bold. George, are you there? So, George is in the tunnel, ladies. Oh, wait.
Hello?
Hello, George.
Hello?
George.
Yeah, yes, hello.
Are you receiving me?
I am. I'll be perfectly frank with you. I'm not really supposed to be speaking on my phone because I'm in my car.
Yeah, I gathered that, George. Why are you in your car?
But we're moving incredibly slowly because there are roadworks here on the Tottenham Court Road. And
I beg your pardon, on the where?
Well, Euston Road, top of Tottenham.
Excuse me, can I get... sorry, George, I am in Lancaster talking to you, expecting you here. I've got a 3-hour show, and you're telling me you're at what? How far? Where did it come from, George?
Islington. You wouldn't believe the traffic.
George, just forget the traffic. We're going to have to do this by phone until you get to another bridge. What's your book about? Tell us as quickly as possible.
It's on the subject of Zeno's paradoxes. I'm sure you're aware of the Zeno of Elea.
Well, I am aware of the paradoxes. I studied philosophy for my degree. Not a lot of people know that. It doesn't come up in the show. So I am pleased and enchanted to be able to talk about this. Tell us about it.
Well, very, very briefly, I'm fascinated by the endurance of the paradoxes, the fact that over the centuries so many attempts have been made to discredit them.
But George, we don't know what it is yet. A lot of our listeners have not got philosophy degrees.
Well, okay. I think possibly the most well-known is the Dichotomy Paradox.
Okay.
The idea that if you continue to divide a finite space, and actually as you try and proceed through fractions of this space, theoretically you will never ever reach the end.
Is that right or wrong?
Well, I think the point that I find so fascinating is that this has been approached from many directions over the centuries.
Is it right or is it wrong? If you divide something and keep dividing, do you get to an end?
Well, that rather depends on your theoretical perspective, I would suggest.
What's your theoretical perspective? Is it right or is it wrong?
Well, I'm not a philosopher or a mathematician, so I don't have a horse in this race.
George, I'm holding my head in my hands here. You've written a book about philosophy and you're not a philosopher, and it involves mathematical paradoxi, and you're not even one of them. Oh, he's gone. I'm going to the next. Well, fill in now with Super Freak by Rick James. We've got George back, everybody. George, you were in the middle of telling us about Zeno's paradox. Where are you now?
There's minor congestion, I'm afraid, on the M40. We're not making the
M40.
Yes.
That's Oxford.
Well, in possibly 30 minutes or so, it will indeed be Oxford.
Wait, you're not even at Oxford?
No.
How's the traffic? Are you going? At least you're on your road now.
Well, we are moving, albeit very slowly.
Is it slow enough to explain Zeno's paradox for our listeners at last?
What I was trying to explain to you... Oh, hang on.
What now?
I nearly hit the car in front.
So you are moving.
Yes. It's all a little bit stop start and more stop
Well,
than.
you get that time I couldn't. Look, George, I'm just about to cut to a lovely piece of music. I'll ring you back. We've got 2 hours of show left. Well, a little under the 2 hours of show left. So we'll play you now while George gets out of his pickle with The Sweetest Taboo by Sade. George, where are you now, please? Hello.
Well, I'm still on the M40.
Talk to me. Can you legally talk to me, George?
Well, no, I can't. But
All right, forget it. Just talk.
I realise that we're trying to make up for lost time.
Well,
so
you do that, but tell us at the same time what happens.
Well, why I wanted to write this book, as I've been trying to explain, but events have conspired against me.
Wait. Is the book finished?
You know how hard it can be to get these things over the line. Where
I see now why you weren't going to bang it in an email to me. All right, okay. So you've got it with you, yes? Is it printed out?
Yes.
George, I've got listeners here. We've got an hour and something of show left.
So they're very excited about this, very, very keen that I should be getting out there and talking to people about it.
I think you may have jumped the gun, but never mind. You're a self-publicist. Off you go. Why should I buy this book?
You should buy it because it's an imaginative and amusing updating of Zeno's thesis, which is put to the test in a whole lot of modern situations.
Is it?
How what?
Long.
Somewhere between 300 and 400 pages.
It's not a difficult question. I'm asking you how long the book is, George.
And I'm trying to give you the best possible answer that I can. Sorry.
Is it long or short?
Oh, excuse me. I've just dropped some millet. I've just dropped some millet over myself. I don't know whether you could hear that in the studio.
What are you doing, George?
I had to put the brakes on.
Are you safe? George, hang up, please. You worry me. Hang up. We'll be back as soon as you find it safe to continue. Right, listeners, it's time for Before I Let Go by Frankie Beverly and Mays. Have we got George? George, are you there, George?
Well, yes, I am. I'll have to tell you, I'm not in the best mood.
I'm not either. We've got less than an hour, George, and you're supposed to have been here almost 2 hours ago. We're supposed to finish the interview.
I bought this sat nav in a pub, and it's taken me off at Birmingham, and.
Why did you come off at Birmingham, George?
Well, I've no idea.
Is it Spaghetti Junction?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it is. I mean, it's just a nightmare. It's some sort of dystopian concrete mess.
That's Spaghetti Junction. That's what you've done. You've come up.
I haven't got a clue. I don't know where I am. I don't know where I'm supposed to go.
Get back on it. That's my advice to you. You look like you got into town, right? That'll be Snow Hill, right? My auntie lives near there. You can see a mast on the top. That's why it's called Snow Hill.
Well,
you probably can't. No, it's probably, you're too far in. Turn right. Do a U-E. Get back on the M6, George.
Where? I don't know how I got onto this road. I don't know how I get off.
What's it signposted?
Oh.
Does it say Aston, Edgbaston? What does it say?
Hang on. I'll have to wait for the next sign. It says, "Do not drive if tired. Take a break."
Well, that's a good idea.
Where can I take a break?
Well, as soon as George, I'm sorry, we're going to listeners. Right, do a U-E, get back on that motorway, and just follow the signs. M6 north.
M6, but the sat nav doesn't say M6.
Geez. What's the sat nav say?
Oh, it does. So sorry, I beg your pardon. It does say M6.
Of course it does. Of course it does. How else are you going to come from London to Lancaster in the 21st century? Is it?
Roadworks at Junction 14.
Well, what are you going to do?
Oh, well, what can I do? I mean,
All right, Luke. If you
anyway, to reprise
Yes. All right. Tell us. Yes, quick. Take advantage.
So yes, so Zeno's his great example. So there's the story of the race between Achilles and the tortoise. Yes, and Achilles gives the tortoise a head start. Um, but according to Zeno's thesis, Achilles never actually catches the tortoise because the logic is that in order to traverse a complete space, first of all, you have to be able to get across half of it.
Yes.
So you're then left with a new space, half of which you need to traverse in order to. And of course, as soon as you get there, there's another whole new divisible space.
What are you going to do then? You're going to turn around, or do you think you've got time to get up here and explain your decision?
Well, I'm gonna keep coming up. You know,
So you hammer away. Step on the gas, George. We've got 50 minutes. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go.
Hang on, we're moving.
I'm going to tell you what. I'll tell you what I'll do, George. I'll tell you what I'll do. Normally, I hand over to Al Stevens at 3 in the morning. Al's a good guy. He knows, circumstances can change. I'll say I'll give him back another day. I'll give you another hour to get up here. How about
that? Well, I'll do my best.
Because where are you now?
Well, I'm just pulling off for a sandwich.
No, George, there's urgency. George,
well, I haven't eaten for hours, and I'm desperate to go to the toilet.
All right. Well, this perfect time for a break. We'll catch up with you when you're back on the road, and hopefully actually here in the studio in Lancaster. Listeners, are you ready? Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. And as I say, you can love badges, you can hate badges. We want to know what you think. It's a big.
Hello?
Oh, George. Oh,
yes.
I was expecting to hear. He's calling from his car again. What's happened, George?
No, I'm just calling to say that it's not definite, but it's possible I might be a little bit late.
A bit late.
And as a courtesy, I thought I would phone ahead and let you know.
Well, you've done well, George. You've done well. As you know, we've got 10 minutes of the original program left. We've just.
I'm in a built-up area. I'm not entirely sure where I am. This sat nav is voiced by Sir Stanley Unwin, which doesn't.
For younger listeners, don't buy a Stanley Unwin sat nav. Indeed, is it? Well, are you on the way at least?
Well, look, I think I'm on the A589. Does that mean anything to you?
Yes, it does. You are almost on.
Am I anywhere near you?
Well, I wouldn't put it that way. You've got an hour and 5, I'd say. You're gonna have to put a lick on. Where are you headed for? What's on your signposts?
Well, the A6 is coming up. Do I take the A6?
Yes. If it's clear, take the A6. Look out for policemen. Right. Put your foot on the gas. That's all the way up to Preston. You're going to be able to do that, George. Got a long way yet. But you've got an hour and a bit to do it, to explain Zeno's paradox to us. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen, if George makes it or not. Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Yeah.
George, it's Total Eclipse of the Heart now by Bonnie Tyler.
Hello?
Oh, wait a minute. It's George again. I'd say 30 minutes left of our extended 4-hour show.
I think I saw a sign. I think I'm in Lancaster, but I don't know
That's
where
you want to be, George.
Do you know Caton Road?
Yes.
C-A-T-O-N?
Yes, you've been. George,
is that anywhere near you?
This is the way I said you should have come the first time when you come round the top. Do you remember?
No, not really.
Well, what's the...
Where do I go? Where do I go?
Say the road again.
Caton Road?
Caton Road. That's down by Fortin. Is that right?
I've just gone past Parliament Street.
Oh, you're right. Are you close, George? You're so close, George.
Do I turn left onto Dalton Square?
Left. Follow the one-way system. Oh, no! Okay. No, George. No. Have you done that?
Yes.
Don't do that. Oh, sorry, George. It's cut off. I forgot. Get back up. Can you back up?
I can't. I've got something behind me.
Oh, dear. Oh.
I've just passed Paddy Power.
Oh, Paddy. Tell you what, George, nip in, have a bet on whether you're going to make it or not, and at least somebody might come out of this.
Well, I can't. It's a double yellow. I mean, what?
George, I've got an idea. Leave the car. Can you park?
Well, it will have to be on a...
George, sod the guy behind you. Can you park?
Well, only illegally.
Right, that'll do. Get out. You literally, we've got 20 minutes of programme. You walk 10 minutes away. If you don't even have to run. Walk fast. Walk. Just walk. Get out. Can you see a Barclays Bank?
No.
Oh, no. Ah, that's good. Turn round. Can you now see a Barclays Bank?
Oh, yes.
Right, that way. You're going that way. You're going right at the bank. You walk as quick as you can. I think we're going to get 5 minutes out of you and Zeno's Paradox, George. I really do. I'm optimistic now. It'll all have been worth it. You got a mobile, obviously. Yes, right.
I'm running out of battery.
Oh, right. Well, you should be here before then. Ladies and gentlemen, George Jessup coming up on the Charlie Foster Show, Zeno's Paradox. I think we've just got time for George after It's Tricky by Run DMC. Hello, George. I thought you weren't. George, what's this phoning?
Listen, we've got to make this very quick. I'm phoning you from a phone box, and I've only got 10p. So I'm by a car park. I'm in a phone box by a car park. I don't know where I am.
George, you should be. Oh, you're here, George. You're here. Look,
yeah. What am I looking at?
An old 60s style building with, the sort of horrible.
That's all I can see. That's all I can see. They're all old.
What does it say? Does it happen to say Radio Lancaster on the neon sign? I know it's not very big, but can you see where it says?
I can see something blue.
Right.
Is it blue?
Yes, sometimes.
Well, yes, I can see. I can't read it, but I can see blue.
It's there.
Neon.
Right. Blue cup, 3 floors.
Right.
That's where I am. We've got.
How do I get up there?
You put the phone down, George, and you hair across the car park, and I'll tip the doorman off that you're coming up. You won't need any ID. We'll get 3 minutes on Zeno's Paradox if it kills us. All you got to do. What are you doing now?
Listen, can you wave out of the window so that I know that I've got the right place?
Of course, right. I'm waving with both hands. Can you?
Yes, I can see you. I'm waving back. Can you see me?
I know where you are, George. You're the only person that's used that phone box in about 10 years or 20. I know exactly where you are.
Actually, from the smell of it, I'm going to have to challenge you on that. I think somebody's used it at least twice today.
But I think you know what I mean, George. But the advice is just scarper out of that phone box, get up these stairs and publicise your book ASAP.
Okay, I'm coming now. I'm coming now.
We've got less than 5 minutes. Well, what an adventure, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost like we've been on some kind of odyssey. I can see him running across the car park. Doesn't look he's got a long coat on. I'm not sure. He's fallen. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. Oh, look at that. Papers flying everywhere. Oh dear. Don't chase them, George. Come this way. No, come on, Luke. They've got in a muddy puddle now. They're not. That's right. Oh, that's right. Come on. He's right. He's herring. Well, he's sort of limping across towards the main door. I do apologise for all this, listeners. I'm afraid we're going to need a little filler. Let's hope that he gets here before the end of Dancing in the Dark by Bruce Springsteen. And so that's it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It was such a shame. We had an extended show. I wanted to tell you, George wanted to tell you all about his book about Zeno's Paradox, and he didn't quite make it into the studio. I don't know where he is, to be honest. I mean, he should be got to be in the building by now, and his battery's dead. There's nowhere else. He might be in the corridor for all I know. I to be honest, I don't even care anymore. Right, it's time to play out now and hand you over to Stephen James and Wake Me Up Before You Go. Bye.